In recent times, Singapore's economic landscape has been under scrutiny, particularly in light of the concerning decline in non-oil domestic exports, NODX, in March 2024, as highlighted by Mr. Kenneth Jeyaretnam, the Secretary-General of the Reform Party. This decline, which was more significant than anticipated by most economists, rings alarm bells about the state of the nation's economy. Mr. Jeyaretnam, a distinguished Cambridge-trained economist and former hedge fund manager, articulated his deep concerns through a blog post, shedding light on the struggles faced by many Singaporeans. He emphasized that the diminishing share of consumption in Singapore's gross domestic product, GDP, mirrors the real challenges experienced by citizens, who perceive a sense of relative impoverishment amidst higher costs of living and comparatively lower wages. Official data released by Enterprise Singapore revealed a staggering 20.7% year-on-year contraction in NODX, a stark contrast to the marginal decrease of 0.2% witnessed in February. Mr. Jeyaretnam astutely pointed out that while NODX is a crucial economic indicator, it represents only a fragment of GDP, which encompasses various components such as private consumption, government spending, domestic investment, and net exports. The data presented by Mr. Jeyaretnam paints a concerning picture of Singapore's economic trajectory over the past decade. He highlighted a decline in private consumption expenditure as a percentage of GDP, from 37% in 2013 to 31% in 2023, despite the total GDP reaching approximately $673 billion in 2023. Conversely, net exports surged significantly from 23% to 37% of GDP during the same period. This shift, according to Mr. Jeyaretnam, indicates an imbalance in the economy, with the government seemingly prioritizing the expansion of net exports at the expense of domestic consumption. Drawing a comparison with developed economies like the United States, where private consumption expenditures are close to 70% of GDP, he underscored the drastic decline in consumption and investment in Singapore. Moreover, Mr. Jeyaretnam criticized the government's alleged focus on accumulating larger surpluses, utilizing what he termed as accounting tricks to divert funds into reserves rather than investing in the welfare of Singaporeans. He questioned the transparency surrounding the utilization of these reserves and challenged the necessity of accumulating vast reserves to the detriment of current and future generations. In urging Singaporeans to scrutinize government officials and policies, Mr. Jeyaretnam highlighted the upcoming elections as an opportunity for citizens to voice their concerns and demand accountability from the ruling party. His impassioned plea for transparency and accountability resonates with many Singaporeans who share his apprehensions about the economic direction of the nation. Contrasting Mr. Jeyaretnam's apprehensions, President Tharman Shanmugaratnam lauded the government's budgetary approach, emphasizing Singapore's commitment to financial sustainability and prudent spending practices. In March, President Tharman approved the government's spending plans for the upcoming financial year, commending Singapore's avoidance of what he termed as magical thinking prevalent in many other countries. Acknowledging the challenges posed by aging populations and climate change, President Tharman underscored Singapore's responsible fiscal policies aimed at safeguarding the nation's financial future. He cautioned against reckless spending practices that could lead to unsustainable debt levels and subsequent economic hardships for future generations. President Tharman emphasized the importance of scrutinizing the financial sustainability of government plans, ensuring that Singapore's reserves remain intact for use during exceptional crises. His remarks reflect a commitment to fairness and intergenerational equity, ensuring that today's generation and future generations are not burdened by the consequences of imprudent fiscal decisions. In juxtaposing the perspectives of Mr. Jeyaretnam and President Tharman, Singaporeans are presented with a nuanced understanding of the nation's economic challenges and the divergent approaches advocated by different stakeholders. As Singapore navigates these uncertain economic waters, it becomes imperative for citizens to engage critically with government policies and demand accountability to ensure a prosperous and equitable future for all. What are your thoughts on the contrasting viewpoints presented by Mr. Jeyaretnam and President Tharman regarding Singapore's economic trajectory and government policies? Do you believe the government should prioritize boosting net exports or focus more on bolstering domestic consumption to address the concerns raised by Mr. Jeyaretnam? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 2230 for more insightful discussions on Singaporean politics and economics.